Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Southside Agenda podcast with Charlie and Zidane. Hope you guys enjoyed last episode, which was kind of a long time ago. I don't know if we're gonna shift to doing this every other week because there wasn't a lot. Actually, there wasn't a lot going on at that time, and now it's kind of picking up the past weekend. My camera's never mind. Okay, so yeah, I mean, if there's big stuff going on with the lockout, and if it turns out that there's deals like really often, and all the big guys are signing like in 1 week, we'll do it every week. But we'll see where that goes. But talking about big moves and lots of moves, we got a lot of them over the past couple of days, and we're gonna start off with who's it on?
Charlie, you see the hat. We talk about them all the time. We have to talk about the White Sox. They added a big reliever on the market in Kendall Graveman. I believe 3 years, 24 million, 8 mil per year. A kind of big contract for a reliever, but when you look at Kendall Graveman, kind of makes sense. Charlie, what are your initial thoughts on this deal?
Yeah, I mean, I really like the contract, and if you look at our bullpen, Kopech's going to go back into the rotation. You have Graveman. I'll tell you why I'm grouping these guys. Graveman and Bummer. These two guys will have the best stuff in our bullpen. Graveman and Bummer, they were not consistent last year. Graveman was very good in the first half. He was good in the second half, but not as good as he was in the first half. But these guys can throw elite level, I want to say like fastball-like pitches. Graveman has a 98-mile-an-hour sinker that he can dot. He can also dot his two-seam, which is amazing. The arm side run on his two-seam is awesome. Sinkers, he mixes in his fastball and his slider. It's his sinker and his slider that are his two primary pitches. And we look at Aaron Bummer, that arm slot is weird. Listen, we could really build a bullpen with guys that just have stuff, but it's about them being consistent, and that's what I'm worried about. But that being said, Kendall Graveman is the best reliever in the first. He was the best reliever in the first half. No ifs, ands, or buts. It was not even close. 0.81 ERA in the first half. You can say ERA is not the most important stat. When you have a 0.81 earned run average, I don't want to hear it. He was the best reliever in the first half. Give me his advanced stats, though. I'm totally open to that. But anyway, I like the contract. Listen, it's a lot of money, but he's one of the best guys out there you could possibly get. He's a late inning guy, and we need to develop the setup role to Hendricks. If you tell me that we have a good enough bullpen, you're wrong. You're not right. Look at the other teams in the playoffs. Look at the Rays that weren't even fully healthy in the playoffs, or over the course of the year, they weren't healthy, their rotation and their bullpen. Do not tell me that our bullpen is playoff ready because we're playing for the playoffs. Yes, the Tigers are going to be better this year. I'm assuming the Twins are going to be better. It's kind of impossible for them to be worse. The Indians will compete. They won't compete for first place, but they're going to give us a run for our money, and we need to be able to close out late games. Graveman, Bummer, Hendricks. That's going to be our three-man end of the game. It's simple. We need to improve. I think we could even get one or two more players in the bullpen. But Zidane, this cannot be our biggest acquisition. It cannot be our biggest acquisition. That's my only thought. I'll go into the deeper stuff after you give your initial thoughts.
Well, Charlie, I think completely right. White Sox fans, this is a great move. This is a great starting move. It means at some level we're going to be active in the offseason. I mean, you got Kendall Graveman, one of the best relievers, so you're going to do something at least. But White Sox have to stay busy. I mean, Charlie, there are huge free agents who fit the White Sox. You got outfielders and Nick Castellanos, Michael Conforto. You got starting pitchers if you really want to go there, which, first of all, I don't think that's the place to spend the money, but you could. I mean, no one would be mad. And obviously, second baseman / shortstops who you might move around or anything, you have to go after someone else. Kevin Graveman's a great piece. Will probably be that setup eighth inning guy, him switching off with Bummer usually. Sinker, sliders, as you said, kind of same pitches. Bummer, lefty, different arm slot. But the thing about this bullpen is, Charlie, it's not finished. Like, I'm looking at it right now, and I'm just going to include Ryan Tepera because I really think they should and will re-sign him because he's a great player. He's an inning eater, will be consistently good, who was even consistently good for us when we traded for him. So I think they should just re-sign him. But right now you got obviously Liam Hendricks shut down, Graveman, bummer. Then you get to like Crochet, Jose Ruiz, Ryan Burr,
It's
Matt
thin.
Foster. Huh?
It's thin.
It is thin because you have those top guys, but those inning eaters, those long relief, middle relief guys. And let's say if Michael Kopech won't be going 7 innings a lot, he probably will have a lot of 5 innings, maybe even 4 innings sometimes if he struggles a little bit. So you need those middle relief guys. And you cannot have Jose Ruiz every game. Like the only reason Jose Ruiz was able to put a relatively good season was because he didn't pitch in high leverage. Anytime where it's important, you didn't put Jose Ruiz in for a reason. So you just cannot have those guys be your main mid relief guys. And with Raylo, hopefully, I'm just saying, hopefully going into rotation to replace Keuchel, you got Kopech obviously in the rotation. You're just missing 2 more guys. So I think you have to re-sign Tepera. And then I think it shakes out a little bit better because then you got at least 2 consistent mid-relief guys in Crochet and Tepera. Tepera is just always good. I mean, I'm a huge Tepera fan. I feel like I'm the only one, but he's a great bullpen addition. He played great last season, will be consistent, and is a veteran. Crochet, not very consistent, but has the stuff enough to make it out of a few outings. As long as you don't put him on with runners on base, he'll probably get you an inning. And then obviously you can move into the setup guys and eventually Liam Hendricks. But you need Ryan Tepera, please resign. But Charlie, Kendall Graveman's a great ad. I really like this move. I thought the contract's pretty good too. $8 million isn't that much when you have like guys like Craig Kimbrell still on the payroll for $16 million. So love the ad. But I want Marcus Semien. I think it's pretty simple. Like, get Marcus Semien. I mean, I haven't heard anything about Trevor Story yet or about what teams are his main focus, but hey, maybe Trevor Story. It's what they try to do at the trade deadline. But main thing, Charlie, you can't just stop here because you are still missing vital positions in right field, where I think we've talked about this before, we're fine with Sheets and Vaughn switching off as kind of platoons against righties, against lefties. You can go with that and still win a World Series. But you cannot have that and a second baseman not there.
Keep Larry Garcia as a utility man.
Also, re-sign Larry. I mean, he had maybe one of his best seasons ever last year. Was great for us. Played a lot of positions. Keep him. So when Jose Brady's not getting any younger, Troy. So when you have those guys, and Lurie can play right field. We just talked about it. When you have Sheets Vaughn, maybe you don't want to play him. Maybe they go into DH. So put Lurie there, re-sign him. He'll be pretty cheap too. I mean, like, he's not going to cost you anything. But Troy, it's simple as that. They need to sign at least one more guy. You know, a big name. A guy's a difference maker. I love Kendall Graveman, like the signing, but it's not enough to keep competing because the Rays aren't getting any worse. The AL isn't getting any worse. The MLB is not getting any worse. So you got to stay at that top level. And if we really want to succeed, you need one more guy. Right fielder, second baseman. I mean, I guess a starting pitcher, but no. I guess you could go starting pitcher. Jerry.
It would be good.
Like, I would like a starting pitcher, but come on, like, let's sign Marcus Semien. It's basically what I'm trying to say. Let's sign Marcus Semien and get it over with. But who knows? You know, we got the lockout staring us down. Let's hope they make a move. Troy, what is the next offseason move we will be discussing?
We'll go into the Mets moves, but I want to talk a little bit more about Graveman and what you said. Like, for us to compete, we need, like, Zidane, I think what you're trying to say is one more big guy because we need at least 4 more signings. At least 4 more signings. And that's not me exaggerating at all. A starting pitcher would be so nice. Los is not here anymore. Carlos Rodon is not here anymore. And even if we re-signed him, I would still like another starting pitcher. This does not need to be Max Scherzer. It could be an Orioles third third pitcher. It could be a Mariners 5 pitcher. I don't care. We need some depth because the bullpen is thin. We need guys to eat innings. You described Tepera as an innings eater. I don't know if that term is negative or positive anymore, but I don't really know. But he's everything. I love Ryan Tepera. I'm with you on that. I wish we saw him a little bit more this year. But Kendall Graveman, like I said, 0.8182 ERA in the first half, and then a 3 ERA in the second half. He didn't pitch a lot. He didn't pitch the most innings because he was out with COVID, and 56% ground ball rate. It's very, very, very good. Over half the time he gets a ground ball. Come on. We love our ground ball guys. Jerry and Rick love to sign those, love to put their money into these guys. But again, like I said, can't be the biggest move we made. And I was listening to the Sox Machine podcast with Josh Nelson, Jim Marlis, obviously best podcast on White Sox Twitter, in my opinion. White Sox Twitter, White Sox podcast, whatever you want to call it. They're awesome. Been listening to them for years. But Josh made a good point. He said that Rick Hahn uses something called the Eisenhower matrix, which is basically a term that is used to say when someone does the less needed thing first. It's used in like business and it's used in lots of other worlds, but it could be used in sports as well. And I feel like Rick Hahn's been doing that for years. Like he goes and gets a bullpen guy, but the main focus is right field or second base. And Josh is like, it's like me skipping produce at the front of the grocery store. Like I need a turkey for Thanksgiving. I'm going to go over there. But Rick goes and gets least important stuff first, which I thought was kind of funny. But again, it's a good move and I really like it. And completely out of nowhere, I must say. Like I was like, what? Kendall Graveman to the White Sox? I come out of school, Zidane shows me the post. I'm like, you're lying, right? And yeah, it was awesome. But just to talk a little bit more about the White Sox, because the rest of this is not going to be about the White Sox. Zidane, what are possible trades you see for Craig Kimbrell? Because I definitely have one. You know mine.
Do I know yours? I think I know yours.
I told you at lunch the other day.
Maybe.
Or did I say I was going to save it for the podcast?
You might have. I think you might have said you saved it for the podcast.
All right, I'll do it right now. Craig Kimbrell. I kind of changed a little bit. Craig Kimbrell and Blake Rutherford for Gene Segura.
Okay.
Do you like it?
That's what I thought so.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. That's the perfect trade. I mean, that's the perfect trade for the White Sox. One, I don't have to pay Marcus Semien $20 million to get a top 10 second baseman. Gene Segura, very good player. He's a very good player. Contact first, but has a little power, can get you 15 to 20. Plays pretty good defense. Probably one of the better defensive infielders on the team. By the way, big problem for the White Sox. We need to get better defensively. I mean, I don't think people realize how important it is. Rays aren't amazing because they have studs hitting 30 home runs every year. They have some good players of Randy, Austin, and now they have Wander. But their defense is what makes them so special.
Joey Wendell.
There you go. Joey Wendell. I mean, the Yandy Diaz, the defensive replacements. Kevin Kiermaier. That dude makes $9 million, and he can't hit a baseball for his life because he can play amazing center field every year after year. You got Luis Robert. He's good. But when you got guys like Eloy and like Tim. Like Tim has become better defensively, but better to the point where he's like average. Like he won't hurt your team. Because like 2019, Tim was a negative defensive player. He's no longer that. Jose, he's average. Like he won't do anything bad.
No. I'm not letting you get past that. Jose Reyes is one of the best defensive first basemen in the league. Come on. He will get every ball.
He's the best hustle defender. But I mean, like, Charlie, there's guys like Matt Olson.
Yeah, I guess.
And like Paul Goldschmidt and like Anthony Rizzo. Like, he's not in that top tier.
But for his
like,
body type?
He's like, thank you. For a dude who's 35 and like not, I don't know how to say this, but the
not
fittest
skinny.
Defender. Yeah, like not the frame you would like. Like Matt Olson is what you would want in an amazing defensive first baseman, which is why he's like one of the best. But Jose, he hustles really well. I think he hustles better than anybody. Because I mean, you remember in Rodon's when he beats Josh Naylor to the bag just by his foot, like he'll get to balls where you're like, that I've seen Jose Abreu run. That man is not fast. That dude is slow, but he shows surprising athleticism. I think that's the right words. Surprising athleticism at first base. But still, Gene Segura, great defense, great contact, will really help for the White Sox. And guess what? Phillies need a closer. You can give them Craig Kimbrel. He'll probably work for them. He'll probably be pretty good for them because he can do it in the ninth. Just we don't need him in the ninth. He didn't work in the ninth. But Phillies do. He can work for them. And I think, I mean, if we're talking about any other teams, I mean, I've heard this one a little bit, where it's like the Blue Jays could look into Craig Kimbrel, but I think that's interesting because they could also re-sign Kirby Yates, who they originally signed last offseason, but he had Tommy John. I just don't know if it really fits the Blue Jays right now because they're trying to re-sign like Semien, Robbie Ray. But I guess, yeah, but mainly Troy, I think whenever any White Sox fan thinks, where should we trade Craig Kimbrel? It's the Phillies. They need him. We need Gene Segura. It's a match made in heaven.
I like it. I like it. The Mets, with an amazing Black Friday. Eduardo Escobar, Starling Marte, and Mark Canha. Listen, this Mets team is totally reshaped from that one day. Eduardo Escobar, he will join the midfield. Midfield, what am I? Is this soccer? No. The infield, sorry. Starling Marte will join the outfield. Mark Canha will join the outfield. Zidane, what are your thoughts on this? This is insane.
Charlie, Steve Cohen went out and did what he was supposed to. I mean, it's not Javi Baez. And apparently they've completely lost Marcus Stroman. But you got three really good guys on surprisingly good deals. Eduardo Escobar, I mean, he was a trade target for the White Sox, went to the Brewers, and guess what? Succeeded for them. He's a little bit older. He's the greatest, like, blow out of the water talent. They did get one of those, though. But Eduardo Escobar, 2 years, 20 mil, 10 mil each. Not super expensive. I mean, you've heard a lot about them talking about, like, Chris Bryant to the Mets. That's not going to happen anymore. But with Jeff McNeil, you got J.D.
Lindor.
Davis, Eduardo Escobar, Lindor. Who knows about Javi? He could be back, but it seems I don't know how they fit that. And then Pete Alonso, that's a pretty good infield. Gets a lot better. Then 2 Oakland A's outfielders in the same day. Wow. One Mark Canha, I believe, like 2 years, 26 mil. I believe that's the deal. Any advanced stat man will tell you Mark Canha is beloved. He gets on base, plays good defense, has good power. That is what you need in baseball right now because he will get on base. Oh, he can hit home runs. He will give you extra base hits. He is so underrated. He has been underrated for the longest time. Great deal by the Mets, and honestly, pretty cheap for the value he can give you. And then the big one, Charlie, 4 years, 78 mil, Starling Marte. I absolutely love this signing for them. It fits their team perfectly. When you have Michael Conforto gone, and then left field, I think it's like Dom Smith, not the strongest position in the outfield. Now you get Mark Canha, you get Brandon Nimmo, who's pretty underrated too, gets great on base guy, and then Starling Marte, superstar, arguably, and actually not arguably, the best outfielder on the market, plays amazing defense, is getting a little older, so not like Luis Robert. That's what he used to be in like his Pittsburgh days. I mean, he was an insane defender, but not exactly that. But Charlie, 46 stolen bags, 2020 in each league. That's unheard of. That is insane. He had some power to boot, got on base, even though he did get a little cold at the end of the season, is a stud. It's a big contract and 78 mil, but honestly, it's not that much for the type of player he is. It honestly, if he continues to play as he did last year, maybe even a bargain. Great day by the Mets. And I mean, Troy, Their team has improved so much in just one day. I mean, I'm pretty sure you think of the same thing. What do you think about their Black Friday shopping?
Yeah, I think my question is, what does this mean for Michael Conforto? Because I'm always thinking about the White Sox, and I know Conforto plays in the outfield. Obviously, they don't have three really good outfielders. They got two really good outfielders, and they have some underrated dudes like Nemo said. I don't know what Conforto's going to do. Maybe he says, I'm not going to get the playing time I want. I'm not going to play every day, so I'm going to go to the White Sox where I will play pretty much every day, even though I don't even know if he will with Vaughn and Sheets. But wow, I mean, again, like you said, Zidane, one day completely revamped their infield and outfield. Where were we on Mark Hanna? Like, dude, this is a very cheap contract for a player of his caliber. Zidane, advanced stats guys completely go crazy for this guy. Where were we on this dude? Come on. Like, I really like Mark Hanna. He has pop. He can play the field. And I don't know. Where were we on Mark Hanna?
Charlie, this feels like one that got away from the White Sox because, I mean, when you're trying to solve a positional problem, you immediately look to the top guys. That's what the White Sox have done. They've gone, okay, Nick Castellanos. You know, people wanted Starling Marte, but we were never really in on him. We weren't going to pay that much for a guy supposed to play center field. And then Michael Conforto. But Charlie, how did we miss Mark Canna? I mean, I didn't see this guy's name come up in any discussion. No one once said the White Sox should go after Mark Canna. Because guess what? He is a bargain for what the White Sox need. He can play better defense than Eloy and whoever we're going to put in right field. He's a better bat than probably Vaughn and Sheets combined. He does everything the White Sox kind of need right now. I mean, the only possible thing that could be better is if he was a lefty, but he's not. And lefty, there's only like Jock Peterson on the market. That's it. So there's not, or Michael Conforto, obviously. But Charlie, this kind of feels like a miss to the White Sox. And if they don't end up getting a corner outfield, people are going to come back to this deal. And eventually, if we don't get Michael Conforto, they're going to go back to that deal and say, why couldn't we pay this? Because Michael Conforto, one, had a terrible year last year. Could definitely get a pretty cheap contract for the value he gives. Mark Canna, Mets got a great contract for the value he gives. So White Sox need to make a move. Otherwise, I mean, fans are going to be looking back like they look at the Tatis trade. They're like, these are some of the missing pieces. Obviously, they're no Fernando Tatis, but they're the missing pieces to a possible World Series team. Let's hope they sign someone else so we don't have to look back disappointed on this deal.
One more deal, Adam Frazier to the Mariners. That's a really interesting one. Mariners, everyone's second favorite team, it seems like. And he had a really, really good first half. And he went to the Padres on a little bit of a random deal. I thought it was really, really random and out of the blue. I was like, okay, Frazier to the Padres. What's he going to do? And he didn't really do anything. I think now people will call him overrated, but we'll see what he does in Seattle. And I like this deal for Seattle. JP Crawford's their shortstop, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be Frazier at second and Crawford at short.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that middle infield. I like that a lot, actually. JP Crawford's a cool guy. And, the Mariners are a likable team. And Adam Frazier, I don't really have much to say about this deal. What do you think?
I mean, Charlie, we heard about the Mariners being in on Adam Frazier back at the trade deadline. But honestly, better deal for them because Padres did get Adam Frazier at the trade deadline. But Mariners just got him again for less than they would have had to given up back at the trade deadline. So honestly, they got a pretty cheap Adam Frazier. Let's hope he figures things out again because he did really struggle with the Padres. Still finished with like a pretty good season, but defensive versatility, contact for a second baseman. They're going to move Toro to third base to replace Kyle Seager. Good move. I mean, it improves the Mariners. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it or that insanely, crazed by it, but hey, good move for like an all-star level player by the Mariners.
Corey Kluber to the Rays. I have one thing to say. He's going to win the Cy Young next year.
Yeah.
Like it's just this. Okay, Kluber to the Yankees was the most, like, that no-hitter will probably be the most forgotten no-hitter of all time. Like, I forgot that even happened. I remember watching it live in bed. It was really late. Where were they? Were they
Texas.
They were in Texas. Okay, so it was really late. But anyway, I was watching that game and I was like, wow, Corey Kluber, is he back? No, like injuries. And now he's back with the Rays, and if they can keep him healthy, he's gonna be really good. It's really simple. But 1 year, $8 million, not bad. We'll see what he can do. Maybe he sucks, he gets injured, he comes back and goes into the bullpen. I don't know. If he stays healthy, they're gonna make him a good player. Zan, what do you think?
I mean, man, the MLB should be scared because I ain't saying fully, but Klubot might be back because these are the Rays who just figure out pitchers. Doesn't really make sense. They turn guys who you do not know into good pitchers, like Drew Rasmussen, I believe, or something like
JP
that.
Fireisen?
Exactly, like Andrew Kittredge. He was an all-star for them. Who is he? I don't know. No one knows. Never heard of this man before, but now he's a good pitcher. I mean, Nick Anderson. I didn't know who he was, but now he's like their best closer. I mean, they just develop pitching really well. They're basically the Indians, but a little weirder. Like they do it weirder.
Guardians officially now.
Oh,
They rebranded everything. It was cool in the store.
That's my bad. It's the Cleveland Guardians.
That's a news piece right there.
It's now the Cleveland Guardians. So anytime we talk about our division, got the Cleveland Guardians in it. But yeah, Kluber, this is a great deal by the Rays. Pretty cheap. Only 1 year, $8 million. So if he plays well, he plays well. Otherwise, you won't be regretting so much. And I guess we can kind of lead this into, Charlie. The other Rays, big move. Wander Franco. 11 years, 200 something. I actually don't know the number.
I'm going to go to Bob Nightingale's Twitter account. Hopefully he gets it right this time.
I doubt he did, Charlie. Just going by the trends. But 12 years?
Yeah.
With guaranteed 185, maximum
11 years, 182. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, first of all, Charlie, I don't know the Rays even had the ability to spend that money. I mean, I don't know how they got their owners or their front office to spend that money, but it's Wander Franco. I mean, you got to do it. This dude, he was in the Rookie of the Year voting, and he only played 70 games. He played like 80 games. Somehow he's up there. He is a stud. You saw him go on like that, I don't know, like 39 game hitting streak or something. It was crazy. On base streak. I believe beat Frank Robinson for the all-time one by a player 21 or younger. I mean, he's like 20 or 21 now. 12 years. I mean, great contract. Honestly, pretty cheap when you get like a possible MVP, superstar candidate. I mean, Charlie, the Rays are good and they're here to stay good. They got Wander Franco. I mean, Charlie, he's amazing defensively, hitting it for contact. And guess what? He's going to develop even more power. About MLB should be scared because this dude is a stud. Charlie.
Angels. Noah Syndergaard says goodbye to New York. And so does Aaron Loup. Aaron Loup was the Mets' best reliever last year. They were actually like really mad on Mets Twitter that he left. Angels getting some pitching help. How much will this do? Probably not a lot. But Mike Trout comes back next year. Shohei Ohtani. Will they finish fourth again? Probably. But, that's just the Angels. Nothing more to say about that. The last last extension is Byron Buxton, as of like an hour ago, signed, what was it, Zidane? It was like,
I believe 7 for 100.
Yeah, 7 years, $100 million contract.
Charlie?
What?
This is
breaking news?
Marcus Semien and the Texas Rangers are agreement for 7 years and $175 million.
You're joking.
The Texas Rangers got Marcus Semien. I'm not joking. Jeff passing Ken Rosenthal.
What? Oh my God, live reaction. People listening to this probably just thought their audio cut out because we're not talking. What?
Yeah, what is White Sox Twitter saying, bro? What is White Sox Twitter saying?
Oh my God. I'm recording a video and I'm posting it on Twitter right now. Oh my God. Marcus Semien to the Texas Rangers, live reaction on the podcast. Podcast comes out in less than 30 minutes. Join in, guys. What?
We heard about this, Charlie. We heard about this, that the Rangers were going to go big, and they were really in on Marcus Semien. I think mainly when people brought up like Marcus Semien, there's 3 teams: Blue Jays, Rangers, White Sox.
There's no way, dude.
Charlie,
Does he like want to win anything in his life?
I think that they were just the ones with the higher number.
This guy, Marcus Semien, I have no respect for you.
7 years, 175.
What?
Oh, let me do the math. I got to do the math.
Everyone's calling it career suicide. Dude, there's no way.
25 mil per year.
Well, how much? Wait. I didn't even pay attention to the number. 7 years, 175.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what this guy at Sox MA match Penal, Patrick Nolan on Twitter. He said, "This is what the White Sox front office is going to say. Semien prefers the South. Semien's third cousin is from Texas. Semien's wife wanted to live in the Arlington area. Semien chose a team with a great chance to win right away." Wait, what? There's no, dude, Semien to the Rangers? Who has Rick Hahn's number? Well, it's too late now.
Mm-hmm.
Is it on? Like, what?
Charlie?
Okay, Marcus Semien to the Rangers. Zidane, what are your thoughts?
One, Rangers are really good now. Like that's a big thing for them. But I mean, Charlie, the Rangers suck. They have no good players. It's Odalys Garcia, Marcus Semien, and a bunch of bums, bro. What
Jonah
is this?
Heim? Who is that?
No. I was asking for good players. You said Jonah Heim, man. They have Sam Huff in their prep. I think the main thing, Charlie, is one. I saw this on Twitter, so I think it's right too. White Sox were not going to give him 7 years deal.
Yeah.
I don't think you should give him 7 years because he's like 31. 31 plus 7, quick math, Charlie. 38. Let me tell you, I do not want to pay. I don't want to pay Marcus Semien 25 mil per year when he's 38. But shit. 7 years, 175. White Sox weren't going to come. They weren't going to go to that number. That's too big. I mean, I think Rick Hahn, even if we were in negotiations, which who knows, we probably weren't even in negotiations.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me that we didn't get it, but it's just like the Rangers.
Charlie, this was rumored. A lot of people were saying they were like going big money. But
well, he's not gonna win anything.
Yeah, but he got the bag. He's a bag chaser. You gotta respect that.
I hate professional athletes. Oh my God. It's weird. It's really weird. Like I don't understand. Like I always ask this question to Zidane. I'm like, you are set for life. Why don't you want to win a championship? And Zidane was like, tell the listeners what you always tell me.
It's about the money, bro. They're bag chasers. You got to chase the bag. Marcus Semien's getting paid 25 mil per year to play amazingly. He'll make all-stars. He'll be an all-star every year because, Charlie, you know how there's one per team? There is no way the Rangers have another all-star that's not named Marcus Semien. So he's making an all-star for 7 years. He's probably winning Silver Sluggers. Okay.
What?
They're just talking about how George Springer got 6 years, 150, same AAV. Semien after same age, they're both 30. He got one more year, 775. So basically a comparable George Springer contract. But well, I guess Charlie won. Good job, Rangers.
Yeah.
Good job. You got Marcus Semien, but I don't know. Get other players.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Charlie, but your best three players cannot be Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, Odalis Garcia, and then Marcus Semien. What is that? What is
it's
that
good
jump in
players,
talent?
but
I guess let's just go into what the White Sox should do. One, I mean, let's get Gene Segura. Let's get Gene Segura.
what do you think about Chris Taylor? Because he's going to accept the option, right? Because it's like $18 million.
I don't know if he will, because a lot of people were talking about that any contract he could get would be comparable to the Ben Zobrist contract from the you remember that Zobrist got a big contract from the
Cubs.
Oh yeah, that bum team. The Cubs. But people are saying it can be bigger. Also, apparently, Jeff Passan, their Rangers aren't done. Even though they got Marcus Semien, they're still in the Trevor Story sweepstakes. So they could have Marcus Semien and just sign Trevor Story.
I like the Rangers. I want to see them playing in playoff baseball, but don't take everyone.
Yeah, leave some for us.
No, but I don't even think so, because we're not doing anything like that. I don't even think we're doing anything remotely close to Trevor Story. I think it's just a trade. Like a Kimbrel trade for Segura, or like a Chris Taylor, or Tyler Saladino, get him back from the Japanese league.
Well, I wouldn't be mad with Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor's a good player.
Yeah. He's a utility guy.
I guess, Gene Segura. Then I guess you also signed Conforto.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about that. You know what?
It doesn't surprise me. It was good to hope, but I mean, the Rangers.
It was rumored at the start, but Charlie, I wasn't gonna say it, but every report that came out about Marcus Semien, the White Sox were never included in it. They're like, the Mariners are interested, the Rangers are really interested, Blue Jays want to resign him. Not once did I see the White Sox, so I don't know how far they even got in negotiation. But so I guess let's just lock in Charlie for second baseman, Gene Segura. That seems like the only really option. The only one, I guess. But if the Rangers,
What?
Avisail Garcia
to
the Marlins on a 4-year deal.
Oh, I wouldn't be mad about that. Oh God.
Okay, Avisail to the Marlins.
I would like him back on the South Side. Come on.
Well, he's on the Marlins now, Charlie. Derek Jeter working his magic. But
what is this? This is crazy. I can't believe we got a live reaction to the Semien.
Live reaction to 2, bro.
Yeah.
I guess we talk about the Marlins now. Their offense sucked last year.
Yeah.
I mean, their offense was garbage, where it's like
Gary Sanchez to the Marlins?
He could be non-tendered. That is a possible thing. But
I just tweeted Tyler Saladino to the White Sox confirmed. It's getting a lot of likes.
I did see that. Oh
my God. It's the notifications are blowing up. Everyone go follow the Twitter at Southside Agenda. This is one of the best podcasts we've done in a while. Dude, this is comparable to the Oral Roberts versus Ohio State live reaction live on the podcast. Look, Zidane has his brothers walking in his room. This is
second baseman. He's his second baseman now.
Oh, wow. He's better as short.
He's not, though.
Yes, he is. He's short as well.
Zidane, mute your mic. I don't want anything bad being said. Thank you, Zidane. Zidane's just talking to his brother now. Zidane does not know what to do. This is crazy. This is definitely going on YouTube. This is insane. But yeah, Tyler Saladino to the White Sox confirmed. Get him back. Okay, at Southside Jenna on Twitter. Go follow.
You know what's gonna happen now?
Oh, Abigail got 53 million.
He got 53 million, bro.
That's a lot
Get
of money.
the bag, brother.
Abigail got 53.
Semien's deal does not include a no trade clause or opt out clause. Okay, I don't know.
What? 53 million for Avi. Yeah, Sox on 35th just tweeted, Michael Conforto is the GOAT. Michael Conforto, let's go.
Charlie,
Conforto train. Dude,
it's going to end up next year. Let's talk about the holes. Next year, right field, Adam Eden.
Yeah.
Second baseman, Lori Garcia. Starting pitcher, Dallas Keuchel. Then this is probably us overreacting because, like, we weren't getting Marcus Semien anyway. Like, White Sox gave up on him pretty early on because they weren't going to spend the money. But, wow, RCL 53.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
He was really good, but I don't know about that. I mean,
oh my God. Twitter is going crazy right now.
Conforto, Charlie, offseason has been crazy. Like, in this, like, last 2 weeks leading up to the lockout, all the moves are happening. But, Charlie, I think is just...
Do we close
Gene
it off
Segura.
then?
Gene
Do we close
Segura.
it off here?
Gene Segura, Michael
Let's go.
Conforto. You know, you're not adding... Like, Gene Segura gets paid $14 million. Not that crazy. And then Conforto, it shouldn't be that big. Like, $10 million or less, honestly.
John Heyman just said the Yankees were showing interest in Semien, so thank God that didn't happen.
It's the Yankees, man. They're interested in every player.
Yeah.
Like, every time. It's like, oh, Yankees interested in, what was it, last offseason? Shit.
Whatever. Well, that's how we're gonna end it off. This is going straight on YouTube. This is going straight Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, everywhere you listen to podcasts. These clips are going crazy on TikTok. We're definitely gonna post these clips. Zanon has his eyes wide open. What did you just hear?
No, it was just another Twitter notification, but it was just talking about how the 7th year, like another 7 year, like 7 years was what made the Rangers big. And I guess I kind of like the Rangers hat, so I might get a Rangers hat.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Well, thank you guys for watching this episode. A very interesting one and a crazy one. And hopefully there's more moves like this, but to the south side. Thank you guys.